Hello and welcome to the Tegiwa YouTube channel. Today we're going to be installing Zestek Racing's brand new SCX steering wheel hub to this F87 M2 that's sat behind me. Now this SCX steering wheel hub is absolutely jam-packed with features. It's got way more than the outgoing model that's just been discontinued, and it's even cheaper as well. So we're going to pass it over to Rob, who's going to fit the steering wheel in his car.
First step is we're going to have to get this wheel off, which is an aftermarket one. You just push in here. I'm using a 5mm Allen key, but you can use any sort of Torx bit, and there's a spring, and then that corner will pop out, and then same on this side. That's airbag removal. Just undo the plugs and that's your airbag off. So with the airbag out the way, just undo this sensor nut. They have Loctite on from factory, so we'll put some back on when it goes in. And then this, as simple as that, pulls off. With every Zestek, you get the standard kit, and then you get a board, which is this board, that's specifically mapped for your car, whether it's a BMW, VW, or Toyota, and all the other brands that they do. So basically that board plugs into the boss, and then it sits flat like that in the recess. So just to show everyone, because obviously with an aftermarket wheel you can space it forward and back with spacers. BG Racing, very good brand that do them. That's an M Performance or an M steering wheel, which is the same on 2s, 3s and 4s. And that's the height with the Zestek hub of an aftermarket wheel. So it is slightly closer anyway. The Zestek Boss is specific to the car. So these aren't expensive at all, and they're really well made. But they have all the cutouts for the squib plugs in the perfect position. Normally I'd just plug the loom in first. For a BMW is these two plugs at the top. Then you'll just pull your plugs through here once it's on. Now I've already straightened the steering wheel to ensure that this is also straight when it goes on. That's it. So just on BMWs, this is our first time doing a BMW, but this has a point where it lines up on the squib. And obviously I'm trying to keep the top hole central whilst trying to line that up with the squib as well. You can just pull here to move the squib side to side and get that lined up. And you'll know when it's on because it's quite positive when it's there. So there's the board we assembled earlier. Well, we plugged in on the other side is all we did. So first things first, we'll plug the loom in. So they're both plugged in, obviously car side and board side now. So we'll line that up straight and put the bolts in for this.
And did you see all like half the comments?
Right, should we see if it works? No airbag light. So one thing to mention is all the resistors and everything are in the car specific loom. So normally when you remove a steering wheel airbag, you will get an airbag light on your dash, and you'll either have to add a resistor or code it out. Zestek we fitted these to Golfs and various other cars, and it's always in the loom. So you don't need to worry about any resistors or anything to get rid of your airbag light. If you have map switching, or basically this steering wheel does anything that the OEM steering wheel does. So for example, my map switching is on the cruise, so I hold this button now, and then I just turn this to whichever map I want to be in. Right, so it works. Should we try the Velo thing? Apparently so, mate. We're going to find out.
So you pre-programmed it?
Well, I've pre-programmed everything. Whether I've programmed it right or not. Oh my God, there's a lot of colours now. This across here, let me get my laptop, I can show you while we go through it, and it'll show you on as we're live and direct. So this is basically your workstation. So when you get the Zestek New with the VeloLink, you need to create a PIN code within your steering wheel module, which it'll ask you for. And then you also have a USB-C connector on your VeloLink, and you just need to make the PIN code the same. So it's a 4-digit number, and as long as they match, that VeloLink knows to talk to this wheelbase. Because obviously if there were 10 of you with Zestecs all parked next to each other and you all had the same pin, it would be going crazy. Settings-wise, very similar to the old Zestek. So you've got your make and model down here, which obviously we're in a BMW F series. Click go to settings. All the updates happen live. So these are just your light, how bright or how dark the buttons are themselves. And then if you actually click a button, so for example, we're on this one now, which is my M2 button. But if I change it to blue, it goes to blue on here. Change it back to red, which is what I want it to be because it's dangerous with DSC off. So you can kind of sit in the car like we are now, and what will happen is your muscle memory, say you set these ones for volume, for example, you might turn it and think, oh, I want it the other way. So it's quite good if you have a laptop to sit in a car and kind of just go through all the settings and features with it in front of you. With the VeloLink, so the new software, you get a data stream from your OBD, and what you can do is use these light indicators as warnings or just information on various simple sensors. So for example, these two at the top here, which is for oil temp, so it's a stage sensor. So because oil temperature, you have 4 stages. So I've got 4 temperatures set already. I've got green, which is 80 degrees oil temperature, goes to amber at 125, red at 130, and it flashes at 135. So the way I kind of looked at it is, I'm going to change it to white because I don't like the green. So you can see that's now white. Do the same on this side as well. You see this triangle here, we'll change it to white. There you go. I kind of wanted my steering wheel so when everything was good and the car was warmed up to temperature, all the lights are the same colour. So I've got my coolant temp and my intake air temp down here on these ones, again in stages of 10 degrees. And I kind of wanted it so when I've got them set, lights are all green and on track. If one goes amber, I know that stuff's getting a bit warm. You can either do a cool down lap at that stage, or obviously when it goes red, you kind of really need to think about the temperatures. On an F series, they are the VeloLink options, so it's very simple. You've got your coolant temperature, oil temperature, and intake air temperature, which is what most people are going to be interested in. So again, I've just shown you those 2 top LEDs, but these ones down here, these are like a 4-stage LED. I'll show you this one because it's easier to see. So they've actually got, although it's 4 LEDs, there's actually 8 in there. So I've got it set for coolant temperature. I've got 8 segments. You can change it to 4, but I've got 8. And it just gradually goes up 80, 95, 100, and then goes up in 1 degrees when it gets into the red. And I've got the same on the intake air temperature side. So it does the same. So numbers are very good to see, and a lot of people do have dashes with the actual reading, but having raced myself, like LEDs, especially in your peripheral vision, are really easy to use and see. Yeah, it's a really good upgrade and a simple feature for everyone to use. It'll work on any car, and you have your core temperature values that you want the car to run at, and it's very simple every time you come out a corner, or even just without even looking. If you suddenly see a red LED, you're going to know it's time to cool down or something's wrong. The best way to think of this is all the LEDs relate to the VeloLink, which is your engine sensors, temperatures, RPM for your shift lights, and then all the buttons relate to what your standard steering wheel did. So for example, on an F series, this can be the horn down here, and you can see the options. This is everything you've got on an F series, which is everything that you have on your OEM steering wheel. Whatever you want to program for your cruise control on these toggle switches, volume, even cycling through the OEM dash. This doesn't have a lot, but obviously a G series car, a G80 M3, has a lot of dash options. It will all still work with the Zestek, even no matter how complex it is. If Zestek do a configuration for your car, every single button on your OEM steering wheel will work on the Zestek as well. One other good VeloLink thing, which I didn't mention, it has, which hopefully you don't have to use it, but this orange button is clear codes. So if you're out on track, I don't know why you'd keep clearing them while you're driving around, because obviously a problem with your car, but if it's something simple like a lambda sensor and it's annoying you and you want to just carry on your day, you can hold this button down and it will clear the codes through the VeloLink. In the Zestek software, there's a separate section for your shift lights, which is these 7 LEDs across the top here. I'll probably show you if you want to see. So You've got your 7 LEDs here, which is what relates to those. You've got RPM down the side, and it's basically like a table. So you set what RPM range you want it to come on. The reason you've got all these black dots is because I want it like a sequential light for myself, so it comes across, which is why as the RPM increases, more LEDs turn on. You can equally make it come in from both sides to the centre and then flash. So there's multiple options, obviously multiple colours, every colour of the rainbow. So another feature over the older generation Zestek was that you could adjust the LEDs in the software on your laptop, but adjusting them on the fly wasn't necessarily possible. So now what they've incorporated is I can just click this button and all the lights go off, or I can scroll down and turn the brightness up and down as much as I'd like. Obviously, watching this video, you'll have seen how a Zestek goes together and how it's configured. Although this is a BMW, once you've got your boss on the car over your squib and your loom plugged in, the install is the same on any car, the configuration is the same on any car. Each setting on the software will have your steering wheel buttons, so it might show different things to a BMW to a VW because they've got different options on the wheel. But the install is the same. The VeloLink to get the lights to work is as simple as plugging it in the OBD port, and it just works. There's no knack to it or anything, it just works, and there is no other things that you need to do to have this to operate. Configuration is complete on this now. We're going to go to the track on Monday and get some footage. Everything seamlessly worked, as it should do. There was no, this is the first SCX we fitted. I think they've been out a few days. Yes, we know what we're doing with stuff like this, but equally, it's very simple for anyone to fit on their driveway and fit themselves, basically. Realistically, fitting time, I've never done a BMW. We are Golf and Honda specialists. We've got this M2 to have a play with, see what we can do with them and stuff, but ultimately I've never touched a BMW. Whole install took half an hour. Obviously configuring it takes some time, and like I say, it's best sitting in the car with a laptop and just deciding you want this button to do this, vice versa, and getting it how you want it. But that's the enjoyable part. Many people have seen the old Zesteks and the new one. The new one is cheaper and superior, so they've made a lot of changes. Even these buttons, which we haven't brushed on at all, the old Zestek, especially with racing gloves on, was sometimes hard to feel if you'd actually click the button or not. And these just feel so much better than the old ones.
So a big thanks to Rob at Area Motorsport for coming down in his M2 and showing us how the unit works. Literally just bolts off so easy. There's literally no reason not to go and buy one. We've got them available for a whole host of performance cars. They're all listed at Tegiwa.com now. Like I say, there's way more features than the previous model. They're even cheaper than before. They start from just £999, so real bargain. But yeah, thank you for watching. If there's any questions or something you want to know the answer to, just leave a comment below and we'll get back to you. But yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.